On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if Mary Jane can handle her daddy issues on Spider-Man the Animated Series. How many Mysterios does it take to solve a mystery on Spider-Man the Animated Series? And if Peter can tell MJ the ultimate secret on Spider-Man the Animated Series. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. Hello, nerds, and welcome to the Superhero Show, the only podcast that covers every single TV show based on comic books that we feel like watching. Welcome to TAS Mania, bitch, a mini show within a show where we dive into the seminal and underrated after-school cartoon of the mid-90s, Spider-Man, the Animated Series. I'm your host for the evening, Mike, and with me is Ryan.
Michael, it's so good to be here. So good to talk to you about Spider-Man, which I think we're doing for the next 3 months or so.
What a time. What a difference. We have been, I'd say, drowning in superhero content for 8 years. Early on, the first season of the show, we took summers off, which is where this mini show within a show was birthed, I believe. We'd yes. Like, let's watch Smallville. Let's watch Wonder Woman. Let's do crazy. Like, there's just no content. And it's been full balls to the wall since then.
I'd stapled my balls to the wall just to... in preparation. You know how like sometimes you take your socks off so they don't get rocked off?
Yeah.
Let's just staple a ball to a wall. It looks like that at the end of June, we have Ironheart. July is The Sandman, and August is Eyes of Wakanda.
The Sandman on Netflix. Is that season 3?
2 and final.
2 and final. Eyes of Wakanda will be a cartoon.
Probably. It's cheaper.
And Ironheart. And so most of that is Disney. So I guess I'm looking most forward to Sandman because of this is the slate.
Well, and you're a Neil Gaiman, like you're a fan of his, so
only recently.
Yeah, just in the news.
Yeah, not really into his books or comics, but is it how many layers of irony are allowed these days? Does the youth get we're detached, we're making fun of it because we don't want to weep.
Yeah, and I love your assumption that the youth listen to this show. It's mostly 8 to 9 year olds. Yeah.
Oh, when I say the youth, I legitimately I was like, well, the kid who's training me, he's like 25. Like I'm aging into that now. And then caught myself and went, this is how it happens. My hair like turned grayer as I said it.
Are you? And I don't want to like blow up your spot on the podcast, but are you about to start rocking some Reed Richards on the sides?
Oh yeah, so they've been slowly doing it for a while, but I also shave that part of my head for years, partially because I'm extreme, and two, it hides that I'm getting older. But I have not been to the barber in quite some time, and it's just
I mean, like, look at who's hot right now. Pablo Pascal. Who does he play? Reed Richards.
Pedro Pascal is I think who you meant. You're getting old too. You don't know people's names anymore.
Did I say Pedro Pascal?
You said Pablo Pascal.
The painter. Just to continue to blow up your spot, this is an absolutely true story. Mike, you sent me and host of Movie of the Year, our sister show, a picture of you in a suit or in a bolo tie lounging and looking out the window under a beautiful, breathtaking sun ray. And I noticed some Mr. Fantastics on the sides.
I'm keeping it for the movie. I'm going to cosplay with my own natural what's going on.
There you go.
And I'm going to start truly neglecting my family, but say it's for the good of the universe. Reed Richards, baby.
I'm going to be cosplaying, seeing that movie as the Invisible Woman, because I'm not going to fucking be there.
That's clobbering time.
Good call. Fucking flame on. Just kidding. I'm very excited about that movie.
It's the one, right? I mean, we are recording this the week of the Thunderbolts. How excited are you for the Thunderbolts, Ryan?
Early word is that it's incredible. Early word is always wrong and overbearingly positive.
I saw hilarious all caps
I still call them tweets, a social media post that is words, but I don't know, what form, what
A
is.
Blueski?
And it was like, it was a blue ski or a thread ski, a truth ski. And it was just like, this is the best Marvel movie of the year. And I was just like, wait, we've only gotten one. And it was pretty notoriously panned by all.
Best movie that what a brave new world we live in. What is like talk about stuff like the Thunderbolts on Truth Social? Is there a discussion about pop culture at all?
I think it's just talking about how the libs are so dumb and don't have a life. That's all that people talks about. Which is, there's a word for it. But
are you going back to irony?
No, I'm going back to irony.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Ryan?
Yes.
All we have to talk about, as you said, for the next 3 months is Spider-Man. And so let's do it. On tonight's episode, we started a pirate masquerade. At this point, the show is not even trying to explain why parties are happening. For a while, they used to. Felicia's mom is doing this to do this. And now they're just like, we're at a pirate masquerade and JJ hates it.
That's what you do. We learned this from the documentary The OC, that when you're at a certain level in the world, a certain elite status, that you just have to gala every single night.
Does that sound exhausting or awesome?
Oh, it sounds terrible. Like, I love a wedding. I love to dance once a year, but I hate being dressed up. And I also like a ton of time in between the before and the after of when I do things. Yeah. And to do something every night seems tough. And like, they are all alcoholics, I'm assuming.
And you're just eating small plates? Like,
yes.
Just past hors d'oeuvres for dinner every night?
You eat 12 bacon wrapped dates per day.
I don't hate that life.
That's pretty sweet, though.
But a cheese-covered mushroom. That's going to go fast. JJ tells Peter he's going to fire him if he takes one more picture in that getup. He doesn't want anybody to know, even though he's the one hosting it. And
is he?
Normally yells, I think so. That was the vibe, is he was like co-hosting it at least.
Is he the fucking genius who decided to, as like the prize or whatever at the gala, have a pirate ship worth of treasure there in a city known for its thousands of bad guys?
I know we don't want to victim blame. We're not saying you shouldn't have worn that, but you're in a penthouse, all in flamboyant costumes in a city known for that, and it's just dripping with treasure.
This wasn't even like an undercover thing to lure out the villains. They just dropped 10 billion in billion bullion cubes all over the stage.
I do think it's because when you get this wealthy, you become so detached reality that even though this happens to you every other night, you're like, but it's not going to happen to us. We're untouchable. That was Saturday me, Monday me. Nobody can come near.
And then when Mysterio comes in, Jameson's like, God damn it. This is the 265th time this has happened to me.
Where's my punch card? I can never find it. Skeleton pirates do attack. And again, because JJ's a moron, he thinks it's a stunt. He's like, who hired these goons?
Yeah, I think it's Robbie Robertson that's like, these are ghost pirates, and they are going to kill us.
And there had been an announcer who's like, and look at this opulent pirate ship. And now they're like, help, somebody help us. That was the voice actor really phoned it in.
I don't know how this could stand out to both of us so much on a show that is not known for its incredible performances. This person clearly at the gala before, in real life, had won a walk-on role on Spider-Man the Animated Series and had no experience speaking into a mic or speaking in general.
It is crazy. You put a microphone in from somebody and they don't know how to talk anymore. I just exhibited it. A different microphone appeared in front of my face.
It sounded like you did that thing where Beetlejuice's head spins around really fast and he has to grab it.
All right.
I hate it when that happens.
Hate it when your Beetlejuice is bad. I couldn't remember what he sounded like or thought like, but I was going to try it anyway. Gosh darn it. This
fucking pirate ghost.
We learn is not a crossover of Scooby-Doo, even though that's what the pirate ghosts look like.
The ghost flies at the screen exactly like Shaggy and Scooby are right around the corner.
Mysterio's behind it all, so we know exactly what age he is. Peter does turn into Spidey, and he saves JJ, and then everybody else like fleed instantly, but JJ keeps being like, is this a prank? Who's pranking me? Where's all the pranksters at? They're running off the dock. They've gotten, I guess they were on a boat, so there's a boat in a boat, which is a bit of a hat in a hat. And they're running off the dock. It was a
haberdashery boat, too. So
very good. And Spidey stops JJ. He's like, no, hold on. This is another one of Mysterio's tricks. And then they realized they were just going to run to the water. They can swim. Spidey does it every other episode. But instead of JJ being, oh, cool, thanks, we're not in that slime water, he goes, and you fell for it, you Neanderthal. Fucking kill this guy. Let him die so hard. Spider-Man, there's so much chaos. You could snap his neck and be like, one of the pirate ghosts did it.
Okay, there's a difference between just not rescuing him and cold-blooded murder right there on the pier.
It's not cold-blooded murder when it's your boss.
Just the amount that he was screaming at him on that dock. Like, I have never seen that amount of peer pressure.
Spider-Man grabs a tiny, his tracers where he tracks people? He grabs his biggest one, the size of a fist, and chucks it at Mysterio's cape to track him. And then he's like, all right, I got to turn down the street. And he uses his memory and a fire hydrant to take out the hollow cubes that are going on, because his New York knowledge lets him know that a good deli wouldn't be on this block.
Man, we have an award segment at the end of this episode, and sometimes awards just hand themselves to themselves.
It's like 30 years ago they wrote this to let us know. They're listeners too.
Now it's a check cashing place that wouldn't be in
that's
this
the kind of neighborhood they're in.
Yeah.
And the cops roll up and they're like, hey, Spidey, here's what's going on with Mysterio. And I don't know if we've gotten this backstory before. It felt like we did, but I can't blame my knowledge of Mysterio on a show notorious for flashbacks. But we get all of Quentin Beck's stuntman, or not, what do you call it? Special effects background work, and how he got into life of crime, and then how Spidey caught him. Up until like Miranda Wilson, a redheaded actress, is the story she's missing. But now it's Mary Jane. We get who's telling the flashback story. It trades. Is that breaking any sort of rule of film?
I mean, if it's confusing, and it was, then I wouldn't do it, but they did. I kept wondering watching this flashback, are we supposed to have seen all of this? And like, we could have done the research. I understand if this is from a previous episode. I'm sure it is, because there's no way this show is going to like miss an opportunity to not include old footage instead of creating new footage.
They do it so much that they include the old footage we see here in the crate, they flash back to later in this episode. As it's now Mary Jane telling Peter the story of Miranda Wilson, she got the job replacing Miranda Crow style.
Yeah, or what's his name? His brother from Fast and Furious, Paul Walker. His brother, Paul Walker Jr. Yeah, and she has no qualms about taking this from this lady who is dead, probably.
Yeah, she's definitely dead.
They look identical, like, and that's not because the animators can draw one type of woman. It's because they happen to look identical.
They have red hair. But I don't begrudge MJ this. If somebody died, it's a stupid action movie. Like, people should be replaced. This is fine. Producers got to make money too.
Your first thought isn't, oh, MJ killed her to get this part?
No, because she had mysteriously disappeared for months and nobody knew where she was. And she said she didn't know. Oh my God, MJ killed this lady.
I think that it is your duty to, one, please that booty. And two, if you see your twin, if you're not a twin, but you see someone who looks identical to you, you must take them out of this world.
I definitely at least would follow them for a while to freak them out, to let them know that I know.
And maybe smooch their wife a little bit.
Just a little bit. I think they smooch their booty. Going back to that.
Like that scene from The Boys.
Shooting on Mysterio's former base. So not only Quentin Beck went from VFX guy to using the closed studio as his base of operations. Now the studio's like, wait, that was ours. We're just going to use that, filled with all of its booby traps again. MJ is in her dressing room and is just hearing a ghostly voice.
Did you expect when MJ was in this dressing room for her to stand up and said, you are a star, to herself, and then pull out the biggest penis you've ever seen?
Yes. What is that from?
Nothing.
Did I expect it?
I was wondering if you were hoping that happened like I was.
A fiery figure appears, and this is not Human Torch or the original Human Torch or Toro. It's her dad. It's her fucking dad again.
The ways you jam in how much of Marvel knowledge you have, it's just, I love it every time.
You don't think
it's
that was
not
natural?
even Toro?
Not even Toro.
Yes, we have more Mary Jane and her dad stuff to do.
I really thought we've done this 8 times. I did not know they'd go back to the dad well.
Well, seeing as how we can't remember if there was a whole episode about Mysterio and Miranda Lambert or whoever, then
I know we didn't see Miranda Lambert.
So they added that into the flashback?
Yes, I do, but I can't remember if we saw Mysterio. I don't know. And Miranda Lambert's Gunpowder and Lead is underrated. There are footprints to a secret tunnel. Peter Parker was just on set bobbing around because a brand new not star, I guess, has that kind of pull where she could just be like, can my doofy not boyfriend be here?
But wait, hold on. Mysterio is in jail. Quentin Beck is in jail.
We don't know that yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. So there's like weird bubbles and green lights, and now he dresses as Spider-Man. He can't just as Peter look for his girlfriend. He has to put on a mask to keep up his appearance as a fucking dirtbag boyfriend who would never help her. He stops her from walking, and the father disappears, and that's when we flash to Mysterio, who is still in jail.
And somehow got to keep his cool ponytail. They didn't shave his head for lice. They just let him look like that.
Do they shave your head for lice in jail?
I don't know, man. I've seen, one movie one time a long time ago about prison, and it was Alien 3.
Oh, then they definitely shave your head for space lice.
Yeah.
Mysterio, who's still in
Space
jail,
lice.
does tell Spidey.
Don't give me the nightmares that I'm going to have tonight, please.
Well, don't go to space, and you don't have to deal with space lice. He tells Spidey he's going to face his worst nightmare if he goes into the catacombs. That is a good way to make somebody go there. Because you're like, no, I won't. You don't even know what my worst nightmare is.
It's space lice.
It's goddamn space lice, isn't it? And then Beck somehow still has the tracer, and he turns it into a battery, the Spidey tracer. He turns it into a battery for his mini hollow cube, and that's how he escapes from prison.
Which he also has in prison. They let him keep his mini hollow cube.
It's empty. There's no battery. What could he do with it? It was probably up his butt.
All right, I'm telling you, Spider-Man comes and looks and visits him. You're going to get a battery from him? What are the odds?
The one cop nobody listens to. So they're back, like, Peter doesn't go like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. Here's what happened, because MJ keeps, like, daily amnesia. She's almost the 51st Dates girl. She's like, well, the show must go on. And her film shoot turns into a whirlpool. And everybody paused, like, there's safety people, there's grips, there's producers, there's the director. They just go, what?
I bet the people in Video Village were loving it.
Fucking
get this footage.
Those perverts love it when their actors are in. They're just like when Isla Fisher almost died on the set of Now You Can't, Now You See Me.
Don't rename the movie to what you wish it was named, Mike. It was called Now You See Me 2.
No, it was Now You See Me 1, I think, is the one she almost died in. And Video Village loved it.
Did they shoot that in Now You See Me Valley? She was replaced in the second one, but now she's back for the third one. Isla Fisher.
Like Robin Williams in the Aladdin franchise.
Exactly. And in the second one, she was replaced by Dan Castellaneta.
So Peter dives in as Peter, but again, changes into a Spidey costume. He cannot just let Peter get a win who saves somebody.
Do you think that Spidey and Peter are fighting about this?
I think so.
Christ.
No, I think Peter is a little self-flagellating and can only let Spider-Man get wins. He can never let himself do anything good for the women he loves.
Okay. It's a great theory. I love it.
One Mysterio shows up. What am I seeing? Double? Two Mysterios show up and they start fighting each other. And one saves Spidey and tells him he got the tech from Kingpin. He's just like, not only am I saving you, I'm going to info dump. He gets his tech from Kingpin. Of course, there's flashbacks. But even after he saved him, he's like, but your ultimate destruction is still in the works.
I know, dude. Like, we're going to team up today only. Also, there's going to be some robots that try to kill you. I'm not going to do anything about that. The way Mysterio says, I got my tech from Wilson Fisk. The Kingpin. Yeah, no fucking shit, dude.
Don't have an audible ellipsis. We all know.
If I was Spider-Man, I would have slapped him, and then I would have pulled my mask off and slapped him as Peter.
Even bitch Peter gets a win on this one.
But who was doing the Mysterio stuff? Oh, I just realized. Okay, never mind. We'll get to it.
Thank you. But one of the things, because like Scorpion rocks up and then Doc Ock and Mysterio's like, oh yeah, these are deadly automatons that are designed to mimic your most powerful foes.
It says to-do list. He looks over at his to-do list and it says turn off robots. And then he's like, well, I don't have time today. So luckily, Spider-Man is right next to a hose that shoots out robot-killing smoke and grabs that and uses it.
Oh, and I kept being like, okay, pay attention to this fight because this is where like the Kung Fu Grip Awards. No, this fight sucked. This was trash.
He didn't even ride the hose around like a fire hose,
which would have been a Scooby-Doo move. And if you're going to start off with Scooby-Doo, just keep it up. when there's probably something that happens, but my mind is and the Mary Jane's dad is just hanging from the ceiling, and there's a bunch of shit in his back. He's the one robot who is not free range.
He's like a pirate, but from Pirates of the Caribbean. He can't actually get out and do stuff.
Oh, Ryan.
No, don't. Man. Do they get out at
They're
night?
They're covered in space lice, and they will get you. He is a robot, and Miranda Wilson is there. And her face is all trashed.
Yeah, she's got a bit of the techno virus.
Cables?
I read Marvel too. Just like Cable, yeah.
You did read Marvel too. Do you remember M2? When it was like about like one of the Elseworlds about their kids?
Yeah, like Juggernaut Jr. was one of the stars. Yeah.
I can't believe the world starring Juggernaut Jr. didn't take off and have more fans.
I'm not like talking shit on this cartoon because this is definitely the world that you and I grew up in as comic book fans, but when Spidey and Mysterio are talking at some point, I just looked at his fucking rippling bod. And why does Mysterio need to work out that much? Based on his power set, of which he has no, like, superpowers, right?
Right.
Why, like, Arcade isn't that ripped. Why is Mysterio that fucking... Oh, unless it's all an illusion.
It's all holocubed. He doesn't even have that ponytail.
Okay. So he said, I need to use some of my holocube to give me what I believe is the coolest hairdo of all time.
Yes. And make me chiseled in a way that roided up Mark McGuire in the same era would be. We flash back again. Wilson fell off the bridge in the movie. Her burned face, her instant reaction of almost dying is not like, oh, the hospital. She flees to the sewers.
Yeah, she runs to the sewers because she's probably watching Ninja Turtles. Her delivery of her line, everyone thinks that I was murdered, but I just fell off that fucking bridge. She is very forthright of like, yeah, I just made a boo-boo and I ate shit hard.
So you can't even like blame somebody. This was on you.
You don't have the flashback footage of it happening, so you could just make up whatever you want.
Yeah, just say whatever. Green Goblin showed up. Oh.
Yeah.
She does have MJ tied up at this point because she is pretty aware that they look exactly like each other. She doesn't say it, but you can tell in her tone. But MJ's 15 years younger.
Yeah.
I think that's probably part of it.
And has her whole face.
And that's a big part. She does say that. She does really. She focuses on whole face quite a bit. A lot of bullshit back and forth talking, and then Mysterio just smashes the machine to stop her from stealing MJ's body.
It was basically Romeo and Juliet, right? Because Mysterio's going to go down with her.
Oh, okay. I was like, because VFX guys and actors hate each other so much, but no, you're talking about specifically death. Yes,
they decide that they love each other throughout all of this. They make this announcement to each other right then in the moment, and it's like Romeo and Juliet, but instead of drinking poison, they overload the energy to the complex, and they can both escape, but they say, nope, we will die here in each other's arms or tentacles or whatever she has.
No, they can both escape because Spidey and MJ do.
Yep,
but also. Mysterio smashed the machine, but he's like, I built that. It would not work.
Miranda looks bad for a person.
Yeah.
But she's like the hottest looking mojo I've ever seen. So if you look at it from that angle, she's doing good.
Right. Your mojos, your Krangs, they cannot compete with Miranda.
No, they're much more disgusting.
The whole studio goes up in flames, not just this little basement that's like miles below. The whole thing now is on fire. And so, there's like interns and PAs who are dead now.
Mm-hmm.
But Spidey and MJ make it out, and Peter reveals his identity, and we get a cliffhanger.
To be continued. She does what I call the Batman Forever thing of acts like she's in love with Spider-Man, but when it's finally time to kiss Spider-Man, much like Dr. Chase Meridian did to Val Kilmer, R.I.P., says, actually, I'm in love with someone else. Some fucking dork. Batman does not... Val Kilmer does not reveal who he is, but it looks like old Petey Spidey Parker man boy
He's like, I gotta get a kiss.
And to his credit, he did not turn him upside down, how most Spider-Man kiss. He stayed on his feet.
Wait, you thought you were going to just say something slightly weird and I was going to let it go?
It's weird to look at the sentences you get so excited to say that you can barely get them out. Like Spider-Man kissing.
That's not weird to any of the listeners that's the one that you get the most excited about.
They're gonna kiss Spider-Man.
We're gonna get a kiss. Ooh, gonna get Spider-Man. Is this still Partners in Danger?
This podcast, I think so.
But when we say that, we mean our romantic partners, and we are endangering them by talking to each other as much as we do.
Yeah, well, they can decide to lay in each other's arms and die from the energy explosion of the complex. For all I fucking care.
Use that as a comeback in your next fight. Let's get to awards. Ryan, what is your web zinger?
My web zinger is actually a bit of a lie, but I'm only competing against you, so I'm sure I will still win. Spider-Man and J Cubed are on the pier, and J. Jonah Jameson's barking at him, saying whatever, and Spider-Man says, "Wait, hold it, Buzzhead." And I swear to God, I thought he said butthead, and it was the funniest part of the episode.
I'm not going to be trying to clever. You're being a butthead.
Just fucking butthead, which is the perfect word for him. That's exactly what he is.
Yes.
Fortunately, he did say buzz, according to the subtitles.
Mine is also J Cubed and Peter, and it's in the gala. He tells that Peter he'll fire him if he takes that one more picture, and Peter says, "Aye, aye, sir," and walks off with a salute. And JJ is like,
There's one more. This wasn't funny, but I loved it. Spider-Man asks Mysterio, "Are you ever for real?" And Mysterio screams back, "You don't have time to find out." It's just a fucking baller line.
Keep that in your back pocket too. Just use that whenever. I get 5 points. You get 2. Who's
Okay.
going to win now? Ryan, Kung Fu Grip.
Another maybe negative award, but Spider-Man's falling off the cliff. Mysterio's still on the cliff, and Spider-Man goes to grab his cape, and with his thumb and pointer finger, grabs the tiniest amount of cape that is humanly possible to hold. It rips off immediately, and he falls like 3 stories.
Oh no, I tried. Mine is with all the baddies at a certain point, they're like, no, now it's getting serious because Robo Carnage and Robo Venom show up. And Spidey just like grabs a gas tank, like a propane accessories gas tank, and throws it at them, and it blows up. And he's like, "All right, we're good."
I love a Venom, not so much Carnage, but Venom appearance because in this cartoon, because we always get to see his tiny Venom butt.
He has the tiniest little Venom butt. You
Speaking of
get
Hank Hill.
9 points.
Thank you.
I get 18 points. What is your most 90s thing?
I had a lot for this one, actually. Ponytails and of sorts, but you have to go with... Look, this is how you do business, Mike. You have a video diagram of the super soldier suit you're making for one of your employees. And what is the suit for? It's to kill Spider-Man. So then a 90s CGI Spider-Man comes in and a target is put on it and then it explodes. All you have to do is say, this is to kill Spider-Man, but you have to show them through CG what it would look like.
Mine is hollow cubes. So you know what? You get 30 points. I get -5. An NYC minute. Ryan, what is yours?
I mean, I feel bad, but this is usually the time where we talk to you, Mike. Is this true? Would you have to get out of the nice places if you wanted a good deli?
I don't fucking know.
You were never in the nice places?
I was never allowed in the nice places, so I don't know what those people eat.
Did they have street bouncers? Like once you get past 60th or whatever, there's nope, turn your car around.
It's the Sesame Street puppets are actually all narcs now, and they do. So you're like, I'm going to this nice street, and the trash can falls over, and Oscar the Grouch just sucks you in and shoots you back down 10 blocks south.
That's what you think narcs do?
I don't know.
You think they live in some sort of Mario pipe world?
Yeah, I don't hang out with narcs.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. What?
Don't bring me near a tunnel.
It's so cool that all I have to do, I can report on your drug use to the police as much as I want, and you will never think I'm the narc because I don't have a tunnel that I bring you in. This is a foolproof plan.
You tied with me, so 100 points. Cassie compliment.
We didn't get into the prison escape that much, but when Quentin Beck uses his tiny hollow cube to get out, he makes the entire prison look like it's flooded with straight up piss. Just the yellowest water you can imagine. Everybody reacts to the flood. Nobody reacts to the whole thing is just full of piss. And I just think that Cassie, when me and you were hanging out and the room fills with piss, she's always the one to open the door and let us out.
Thanks for hooking a brother up, Cassie. Mine is just like Miranda Lambert falls off the bridge with a burned face. She flees to the sewers. That's why Cassie's not here. She did stub her toe last week, so she fled to the sewers. So good game plan.
Next week, if you can tell by listening to her on the podcast, it's going to sound like she has a toe that's half human, half robot. Don't write in and make fun of her.
Yeah, robots are people too, I guess. That is the show. Ryan, you won. You won the crown, this little Spider-Man crown.
This is probably my biggest victory of all time. It was a landslide, so thank you.
Yeah, I got spanked while Smashing Pumpkins cover of Landslide played. Ryan, tell everybody about some websites.
Sure. Popfilter.co is our home-based website. All of the podcasts are there, and you can see the pictures that come attached to them. I think that if you listen to them on like Spotify, you're not going to see the picture that we spend hours and hours telling ChatGPT to create for us. I'm just kidding. We would never do that.
Hand drawing
every time. We draw a hand.
It's just a turkey. It's just a little kid's turkey hand. So you got to go check that out.
God, and we're so sorry, Mike. If your child's hand is a little turkey, that's how they were born. We're not making fun of them.
Stupid turkey ass hand. Cybersprout.net is another website you could go to if you want a turkey hand covered website as good as ours. They will hook it up, drag and drop tools, etc., etc. Other shows, Ryan, tell everybody about movie of the year. What's going on for the movie of the year?
Oh man, we are not but weeks away from announcing the 1996 movie of the year, Mike.
What?
Who do you think it's going to be? Let me answer for Mike. This is his response to every movie question he's ever been asked. The Land Before Time.
Well, the fourth one came out in 96, so it's probably not Land Before Time.
You still voted for the first one to win Movie of the Year 1996.
Best movie of 89, best movie of my lifetime. So check that out. It's going to be very exciting when Greg and Ryan yell at me for trying to push through Land Before Time, saying I have host rights prima nocta.
Stop calling... Please find a new Latin phrase to throw in at the end of everything.
Hit us up at Your Pop Filter on Instagram. Follow us there for things. On YouTube, at Pop Filter Co. And we do have, Ryan keeps wanting to let everybody know, in just a nigh 5 months from now, we have a big email show.
Write one email a month.
Write one email a month, but also... shouldn't do this on air. I was going to say the email that does not work anymore, and we have not yet made a new one.
Shit.
So DM us on Instagram what you think our email should be. And don't be a narc about it. Stay away from the tunnels.
Yeah, get away from those tubes.
Next week, on an all Spider-Man episode of Superhero Show, could a gang of lizard men ruin Peter and MJ's new relationship? Tune in to find out.
Oh, I thought you were asking me. I haven't watched the show yet.
Enough said.